class. I am doing my persuasive speech over abortion and how it's a violation of human rights. A quote by Mother Teresa says, "It is a poverty that a child must die so you may live as you wish." The first thing I'm going to talk about is your basic human rights, which is stated in the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. And in the Constitution, it also talks about your right to privacy, which is an individual's legal rights, and a baby with a heartbeat is a living individual, so therefore they should be given the same rights as anyone else and a chance to live. What makes an individual living is their heartbeat. The dependence of a baby to their mother is the fact that they depend on their mother to live and keep them safe for their 9 months of development. Similarities between those who are disabled and, unborn babies are the fact that they rely on someone to take care of them. Someone with a disability or a mental illness relies on someone to feed them, clothe them, give them shelter every day, just like a baby would. And if they're given the same basic human rights as anybody else, then what's the difference between an unborn baby and someone who relies on someone to take care of them? The right to life is the most important thing that any human being has, because without life, then they're non-existent. And the federal law states that murder is illegal, which is U.S. Code 111, and it specifically states that murder is the unlawful killing of a human being with malice or a forethought. And first-degree murder is killing an individual willingly, deliberately, premeditated, and or the practice of assault or torture against a child or children. Well, when you're aborting a child, you are willingly killing them, deliberately doing it. It's premeditated. You've gone to doctor's appointments, you've decided that you've wanted to do this, and you are you're killing a baby, so you're torturing a child. Human development. So this is when you're 20 weeks pregnant, 21 weeks, 22, 23, 24, so on. So you see in each only 1 week how big the difference is in development and how often the child is growing. In 9 weeks, they're like the size of a pea, and then they keep growing and growing. But by 4 weeks, the end of the 4th week, they have a heartbeat. They've already developed a brain, a spinal cord, lungs, a jaw. And then by the 10th week, they start to grow arms, legs, fingers, toes. And then there's 2 types of abortion, which are a medical abortion, which happens within the first 9 weeks of abortion, which that's the 9th week of development. And within the first 9 weeks, the mother takes a pill, and it kills everything in her uterus, and then she goes back, takes another pill, and it drains everything out. The surgical abortion is where they stick a metal rod up the mother's uterus and they pull the baby apart. They start with the limbs, and then they go for their head. And if you ever watch a video of abortion being performed, the baby is moving away from the rod. And by the way, in the first 3 weeks, their nervous system is developed, so they can feel this. It's not painless. There are also mental effects of receiving an abortion, so it doesn't only affect the child, it also affects the mother, the people surrounding them who are involved in the abortion. A lot of mothers who receive an abortion, they have side effects of regret, anger, guilt, shame, depression, anxiety, and loneliness. In fact, there's a rate of 2.6% higher that a mother will consider committing suicide after receiving an abortion. They also feel those feelings because they have an emotional attachment to the baby, so it's not just a heartless decision that they make. People who are affected are family members, so husbands, sisters, brothers, doctors. There are many doctors who perform abortions, and they mentally have issues with, especially surgical abortions, because they are ripping a child apart. In fact, there was a doctor that I researched, and she said that when she treats a pregnant mother, she is treating two patients, because one is taking care of another patient, and if there's something wrong with the baby, then that's one of her patients that she has to take care of. And most, they're called BBG doctors, and they refuse to perform abortions because of the moral downfall that it has on them. It affects their friends because they don't understand how some of their friends can make those choices. It also affects those who are searching for children to adopt, because they also are looking to have a baby of their own, and if you're just giving one away, that's really not understanding of those people, because they physically cannot have a baby.